Shalom, Malak, y'all Bashim, y'all Shah Barakatah.
Shalom,
Salak, we about to get started in a second. Just trying to figure this live is going in and out. She with it. Alright, just, hey, let me just open up and then we let the spirit.
Yeah, the spirit flow.
Alright, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites coming out here week in and week out. Prophesy the downfall of this wicked ass kingdom. Alright, spiritual Egypt, modern day Babylon, tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and shit not niggas, spicks and wetbacks, right? But that you're God's chosen people of that legendary bloodline that the Bible speaks of, right? The only nation worthy of worship and the only true power, which is Yahweh, right? First and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahawah Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well with peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this gospel amongst the four winds with truth and sincerity. You me say Shalom.
Wow. Alright, so me and the brothers out here, man, we want to, we're kind of just going to flow in the spirit. We don't particularly have any topic, but sometimes, the spirit just flows and the spirit flows and we're going to let the spirit do it because the spirit's like the wind. But if you're just thinking about any things we were dialoguing on, me and this brother in particular were talking about a particular lesson that we watched collectively. It's funny because we both watched it on the ride to camp. And it's just going to embracing it was the elder brother from Mississippi. His channel is GMS Spirit Wind Levi. A very beautiful brother, man. Always makes edifying videos. In this lesson, we was talking about just embracing that freedom and peace. And that's something that we tend to lose sight of because we just focus on, hustle culture, right? Hustle culture, grind culture, to the point where you actually neglect your own self and your own health. And you neglect the peace and the freedom that the Most High has given us. Because although we may not necessarily have free will, we do have freedom. There's a difference, and when you know the difference, that's when you have that wisdom to know how to move. Meaning, you control the things you can control, and the things you can't control, you don't. That's the understanding between freedom and free will. Because your will may be to be a millionaire, but if the Most High is like, no, you're not going to be a millionaire, guess what? No matter what you do, you'll never be a millionaire. But you have the freedom to try. That makes sense? Bro. So, we need to start embracing our freedom, but the most important thing that we need to embrace in our freedom, or that we should pursue in our freedom, is the betterment of ourselves and in relations to this truth. Because the scriptures say to examine thyself daily, right? You have to examine yourself every single day. If there's a day that goes by that you don't examine yourself, then that means that you feel like there's nothing that you need to work on or improve on. Or you're really not in tune with thyself as you should be. Because a man who is spiritual is judge of all things. Matter of fact, somebody grab that.
Judge of all things?
Spiritual man, judge of all things. For the woman who is judge. Grab that and then I'll continue to elaborate.
I got 2 Corinthians 13. I'm going to hold that. That's examine yourself there.
Yep. Pull that out.
I'm going to just hold out.
Pull that and then get now. Because since I pulled it already.
Yeah, I got you. I was just meditating on it too, because this is 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how that Yahushua Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates.
You got to examine yourself whether you be in the faith, because a lot of us talk a good game, but you have to walk the game. You got guys who talk about how good they are at sport, and I know because growing up, I played sports, and I remember basketball in particular when I played high school ball, middle school, and all that. Guys used to talk a good game, like, yeah, man, I'm good, I'm nice, I'm. But then when it comes down to the actual game, it never showed. But the guys who showed a little humility were the ones who, performed better. Although some people walk the walk and talk the talk, but that's far and few between. Most people talk a good game, but they don't really walk the good game because they want to appear to the world to be this great person, but in reality they're not. because sometimes you don't have to show it. You can, if you tell people all day, yeah, bro, I'm nice, I'm like that, I'm getting money, I'm like that. Go on social media and you just, what they call peacocking, where you just show the best highlights of your life to make it look like you're living this glorious lifestyle, and that you're getting money, but in reality, you got $20 in your bank account, check to check, can't keep a job, you know what I mean? You're flexing borrowed clothes. You go on one vacation a year and you just take a bunch of pictures in different outfits in different locations in 3 days to make it seem like you're doing it throughout the year. You know what I mean? Like, people are faking the funk. And that's why you have to examine yourself whether you be in the faith, because you can say these things and you can put on a front to the people in the world, but behind closed doors, you're really a reprobate. As the Bible says, you're really a reprobate, bro. You have to prove your own self. You can't prove other men, because it doesn't matter what man thinks of you. Everybody can think that you're this great man, this man of the Lord. He's righteous, he's holy, he's on fire. Everybody can think this about you. But guess who knows the truth? Two people. You, yourself, and Heavenly Father. And you can't lie. You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to the Heavenly Father. You can lie to yourself so much that you start to believe those lies. But guess who knows the truth at all times, man? The Heavenly Father, bro. So you gotta really do it.
Yeah. Let me go. Yeah, bro.
Let me get that word. I got that, and then I just thought of they flown. I got it. James 1:13 too. Now the Lord tempts no man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hold that joint. But this is the word examine according to the blue letter, and it goes into a lot. And this is where I thought of that James, right? So what stands out is it says to try to make trial of for the purpose of ascertaining his quality, or what he thinks, or how he will behave himself, right? So it's examination all depends on what perspective you're looking from. We know that the Lord chastises us, and in a sense, he's examining us. You know, his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, right? So we know that the Lord, during that process of examination, we're being chastised. Our weaknesses are being purged off in this furnace of adversity, if you will.
Because
right?
the chastisement aren't necessarily always for punishment. You have to have the wisdom and discernment to know the difference. Sometimes the Most High is chastising you as if he's putting you through the fire to refine you. Like you said, purge out those weaknesses and impurities. Just like when you fast. You're detoxing and cleaning your body, but it doesn't always feel good.
That's what I was going to say. You said it's chastisement. It might feel like punishment, but you coming from a place of emotion.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
that's most Jake.
You're not thinking long term. Like, what's the benefits of what can come out of this? I'm going through a financial situation. All right, instead of looking at how fucked up it is and how broke I am, whatever, let me look at the full picture. I've been fucking up with my money up until this point. Now the Most High put me in an even worse position. So now this is going to teach me how to manage my money better. If I have a little, if you can manage a little very well, imagine what you can do with a lot.
Stewardship, being a good steward over your money, brothers. Hey, brothers. Then you don't realize you ain't go through shit till the Lord start really dealing with you, man. So you start really, our loyalty come at a cost, and we're not talking about money, man. It's a cost our return on investment and investing in the Lord is peace. That's what the brother was going into. We get peace and solitude and building ourselves up and understanding the power that we have as Israelite men here on this earth, man.
And they say that about growth in general. Like when a man who is truly successful, he falls in love with the process.
That's right.
Of growth, the process of getting better, instead of just thinking about the end result. Because that's a problem with a lot of us. We just think like, all right, I want to start this, or let's say you start any type of enterprise, any type of business, whatever it is, opportunity. You start a new project. If your mind is always focused on the end result of that project, you'll never truly see the end, because you're not focusing on the day-to-days of the project. Like, yo, I just learned something new today. And you're excited about something new. You made a mistake, and you're like, damn, I fucked it up. But guess what? I learned that if I do this, I'm gonna get this outcome. But when I learned this, you know what I mean? If you start to really fall in love with the process of things, that's when you'll truly be the most successful.
You know what? When you say it like that, though, I see where you're going with it. Because the process, because if you look only at the end of the tunnel, okay, I can see what you mean. But the process part, like you said, is also dope and the end. Because when the time that you did mess up, you like, oh, okay, I learned. Now I know not to do, because that mess up and then learning what not to do made you 2 more steps more closer to that end result that you're looking for. And then so it's like a 2 thing.
Well, you gotta fall in love with getting better. Like getting better has to be that has to be what you desire ultimately. Like if you are trying to learn martial arts, you're gonna look crazy at first.
At first, you're gonna look real crazy.
But you enjoy every single day going to the gym and then practicing and getting better. You're not thinking about, oh, I want to be a 2-time, 3-time world champion and being this great figure. You're not thinking about that. Obviously, that may be a goal of yours, but your goal is like, yo, I'm happy just every day going to the gym and getting better. Every day getting stronger, getting more flexible, getting leaner. I feel better. You fall in love with that, and then in a blink of an eye, you look up and you like, damn, I'm the champ.
It's like, bro, it's that light.
Yo, I'm the champ.
That light at the end of the tunnel, that should motivate you only to push you further.
That's what I was going
in
with.
the front, it's just like you see the light, the path is dark. You focusing on stumbling. You going to trip over.
You looking at everything.
You're gonna be conscious of that.
Yeah,
all right, now I know to look down there. Every 3 paces, slide this way. It's all how you.
But imagine if all you doing is looking at the tunnel.
You getting fucked up. You're not gonna be able to see
jumping at you.
The external forces that
but
the Lord.
You like, all right, I see the tunnel. That's where I want to be. But you walking, you like this. Oh, demon right there. Okay. Oh,
and when you're not looking,
you like, it becomes like ultra instinct. You like,
it remind me of the council when they was going to, who was it? Ahab. The council when they was
Shalom Moses.
Shalom when they took counsel to kill who's going to kill Ahab? Remember the end? Was that Ahab? Was that First Kings 20 or Second Kings 20? Wasn't Ahab the king?
Yes, he was.
At that time, when they was like, yo, who wants
the lion spirit?
Yes.
Oh, the lion spirit.
Yes.
First Kings.
Right. So it's like, damn, I lost my train of thought. Where was I going?
No, you was going. I think you were. I don't know where you were going.
Oh no, okay, nah, it was just some funny shit.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, all right, the Lord got His counsel. He can do whatever he want, but he like, yo, who want to make him? Who wants to kill him? And how you gonna do it? For lack of better words, right?
Yeah.
You figure it's like the process of being great. The Lord already got His angels. Like, all right, look, level 8, make him stumble there. You know, he gonna be hype after that, overcoming that, but he ain't gonna see this coming. You know what I mean? Right. Level 8, level 13. You wait till level 13 though, because he really not going. It's like that 1%, bro. You used to always talk about it. Like, yo, as long as you getting better at 1% a day, bro, you should be. That's a victory.
The statistics is this, because I actually look into that a lot. If you
right?
focus on getting 1% better in a year, you'll be, what did they say, 35 times better than you were when you started. So if you start January 1st, just keeping it real simple, on a new skill, and you focus on not becoming perfect at the skill, but you focus on every single day just getting 1% better. You just focus on the day. I want to learn something new every day. That's all you focus on. In a year's time, you'll be 35 times better than you were when you started.
That sounds like what you just said. Before you know, you champion. You know
before you know what you champion, bro.
Before you know, you're like, God damn. Yeah, you focusing on my last example. My bad, brothers. I always go to football. But look, Shalom, he's not here right now. I had to talk to him a couple times, you know, during my career, where he would have something funny weak about to say about that, but it is what it is. But when I was coming up, it's true that when you go from high school, college to a higher level, you gotta remember the easier levels at high school and below. You know, you probably the best bull, and then you start leveling up. This dude's is going to the same level.
You dropping 60. You dropping. Let's say we're going to stick to football.
Yeah.
You scoring 5-6 touchdowns a game in high school.
Right.
When you go to college,
like you probably
you might not even score.
Yeah.
You might get 100 yards, which is great, but you didn't score.
You ain't scored. So the point was, I had a lot of home runs as a running back, and I was spoiled with that. I moved up to a higher level. I had a lot of struggles in general, like the brother talking the process. But the one thing the brother said that relates to what we're talking about is, he said, yo, bro, stop worrying about the home run and looking at the touchdown. focus on getting as many first downs as possible, and then eventually the touchdown will come. If you look for the first down, you break one. But other than that, though, keep moving the sticks. Worry about getting the first down, and then as many more come, eventually you'll be close to the touchdown and you'll score. So worry about the process part first to get to the touchdown before you end up, getting that big run. And when I did that, my game changed. That one thought process, I was looking way down there when actually the game was still built on first down. I need 5 more yards and things of that nature. So I was worrying about the itchy steps to help my team, and then eventually, you get what you're looking for. Yep. And then by the end of that game, or most games I thought like that, like the brother said, it would end up turning into 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, things of that nature, because it was a team effort, and I'm looking at the process rather than the long haul.
Right.
Beautiful.
When you tie everything, all of those examples into how it affects the spirit, right, in this ministry, this truth. You take that same concept and look at it like this. If we're looking at the kingdom of heaven, which is perfection, immortality, the kingdom, whatever, we're looking at all of those things. But guess what? You're missing so much that happens in the process to get to that point. Whereas you'll have brothers who will put themselves in a fucking spirit, right, and let themselves go. I got caught in that when my first early years in this truth. It happened to me. I gained a lot of weight. I splurged a lot of money. I made a lot of poor decisions, and I'm living the consequences of those actions now, trying to play catch up and recuperate and salvage it when I shouldn't have had to do it, because I was living in that fuck it, the Lord's coming back anyway. I just want the kingdom. I don't care about this world. Yada yada. And then now, adversely, it makes my life harder now than it did then. Now everything is of the Lord, but at the end of the day, my mentality was fucked up. So you can't just look at the kingdom and ignore the day-to-day of this life, the day-to-day of this truth. You need to fall in love with becoming a better servant and a better man. And then you just focus on doing the work day after day, getting better day after day. By the time you look up, your Howard Shai be coming back. And then you'll be so focused on the journey that you just reach the destination, bro, and it's quick. How many times you ever been driving somewhere and you so focused on just getting there,
Right.
that the time going slow? You're
Slow
like,
as shit.
damn. But imagine you driving on a highway and you got to go 20 miles. That sounds intimidating. 20 miles. You like on the highway. You just like. But imagine you talking, having a conversation. You listening to some good music or something. Next thing you know, you like, oh
8
shit,
miles went by.
8 miles. You like.
Man, listen.
Very true.
You got
Very
that,
true.
and you know one of my favorites is this one I always inadvertently fall a victim to. You just think about how much you ain't shit. You get caught up. You reflect on. You could be reflecting on the week, the last month, but you just thinking about all this every time you slip.
Every time you slip.
You think you conscious of what led up to that point. How you get caught up in that, and it be like, damn, bro, I'm here already. That's where I be at.
Yeah.
I dwell on the good too, but it's like after you have let's say you have a good, like we were just talking about, like last week was good, this week might not have been as good, but like you reflect on, it's like, all right, I was turned up last week. How the fuck did I slip this time? It was me or it was external forces, but it's you at the end of the day.
You focus too
saying?
much on
You
that.
focus- exactly.
Instead of just saying, I fucked up last week.
Right.
I don't know what it was, but what do I need to do right now?
Right.
And then just doing that.
You get lost in that though.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it's like, damn,
2
we
days,
here,
3
bro.
days went by.
Exactly, bro. But it's like, that's how you know, bro. It ain't enough time in the day, bro. You know what I mean? When you really locked in and you focus on what you gotta focus on, priorities,
Not
earthly
time.
responsibilities,
Not
bro.
at
You
all.
look up like, damn, the sun down. You don't even want to do shit.
No, it's not.
You gotta force yourself to, socialize and, balance the carnality out with the spiritual. Would it say too much, what does it say? Too much reading is, too much studying is weariness in the flesh.
It is.
You know what I mean?
You gotta
Study.
Take breaks.
You gotta take breaks, and they have just methods to it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the people who just sit and study for 5 hours straight with no break, you start becoming counterproductive. Whereas if you do the 50 to 10, I like 50-10 method. Right? I studied this. A 50-10 method is where you study or do anything for 50 minutes, and then you take a 10-minute focused break. Whereas you're not doing something mind-boggling for 10 minutes, like scrolling on Instagram or no, you'll get up, move, stretch a little bit, maybe reflect on the things that you just kind of read in a positive manner, and then for 10 minutes, and then you get right back into it. Some people do like the 35 method, but science says that it takes about 23 minutes for you to actually get into a flow state. So if you're doing 30 minutes of studying and then 5 minutes break, theoretically you're only getting 7 minutes of flow state learning every time. Whereas if you go 50 minutes, you're getting about 25 to 30 minutes of flow state, which is a pretty good amount of time.
Let me bring this real quick. So Proverbs 11. You're gonna be elaborate on it crazy. Proverbs 11:1 starting. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
That false balance can be a lot of different things, which is going to look different for every brother.
Yeah.
But the Most High equates a false balance to an abomination. And we all have a false balance in some way, shape, or form. And it's expected because we're in the flesh.
Right.
We're in Babylon. A lot of us have jobs and shit. And it sucks, bro. Like, I'm gonna just be honest. I'm an advocate where I suffer from chronic. I don't really know the word to use, but for a lack of better terms, I'm gonna say depression. It's not really depression, but I suffer from chronic depression with I get complacent very easy at a job. And with my job in particular, I work long hours. And the type of money I make, I have to work multiple days. It's the whole thing, right? I work 4 or 5 days a week, but I probably work 48, 60 hours a week. It pays my bills, but at the end of the day, it's counterproductive because by the time I'm done my 12-hour shift, it's damn near end of the day, and I don't have the energy or desire to do anything else. And then when my days off come, which is like maybe 2 days a week, I don't want to do anything.
Burnt out.
I'm burnt out. And this is a result of me not keeping my life simple. Therefore, I have a false balance. But so now I'm focusing on, okay, take a step back. I'm focusing on finding different work that gives me more time in my day. I'm willing to work. I'm still working damn near 5 days a week, so I might as well work 8 hours. I'll get a new job. I'll learn a new field. I'll take a little pay cut if I have to give myself more time so that I can have a better balance, which will better me in His truth, which will better me in the eyes of the Lord. Right? A lot of elders and apostles will tell you to keep your life simple. Right? The art of being a Stoic is to have a simple, minimal life. Right? And minimal doesn't always pertain unto possessions, but minimal can pertain to just your daily routine. When you look at some of these social media influencers that show you their daily routine, and it's just too much shit going on. Right. It's hard to stick to a routine that has too much going on for the average person. But if your morning routine is a couple of things, wake up, drink some water, sit, do nothing, take a shower, get a little 10 minutes of exercise, something light. You might not do a full training session, some movement, and go to work. Whatever. Keep your life simple, because then you'll be able to have a better balance. Therefore, you'll be better in the eyes of the Lord.
Yeah, mind clarity as well.
Mind clarity.
Things are simple. You can just.
You ain't got too much going on. The scriptures say that a man that have little business becoming wise. So you don't want to have too much going on in your life. That's why you want more freedom. You have more freedom. You have more time to dedicate towards anything.
That's why time is so valuable, bro.
Time is the most valuable thing, bro. And the problem with us is that we trade too much time for money to do what with that money? Pay bills. But the reason why you have to pay so much bills is because you didn't keep your life simple, and you've acquired too much. And then as you acquired so much, it takes them that much more money, which you have to exchange for time in order to take care of.
Ain't it bad that you need time? You gotta waste time to understand the value of time.
Yes, you do.
You either gotta waste it or you gotta trade it for something less than what, like getting a
What's
job.
less than what it is.
But you gotta sit on your ass for a little bit. You gotta let time go. You gotta misuse it. You gotta treat it like it ain't shit to understand the value. You know what I mean?
You know what,
It's crazy, bro.
My testimony with that is, which is cool. I'm alright where I'm at right now, but the brother's right, because I had a lot of free time with another job venture that I had before. And I had abundant of time to be able to focus on that and try to make it develop into something else that the brother was getting into. And then it wasn't until I wasted a lot of time, and all the time that I could have used to build up what I was trying to do, a job came in, and now I was trading time for money, and then I'm thinking about all the things I want to do,
but
and
you don't
then
have
I
enough
can't
time.
do it now because I got a job now.
But when
I
you
was
had the time,
I
you wasted it.
Wasted it. And that's like, yo, the Lord, it got
been there,
the Lord got a
done that,
sense
bro.
of humor, bro. That's how you sum it up. It's just a sense of humor. Because it's like, you'll go through that, and then the Lord puts you in an opportunity where now you could stand on what you learned from the last time, then you squander away again. You know what I mean? Then he play with you. He'll just throw you in scenarios and play with you like, yeah, you got this job that you thought you wanted, then the opportunity come around looking good. You like, damn, I can't just walk away because that's not wise.
Right.
But it wasn't wise getting this shit in the first place.
Into it in the first
But
place,
you
bro.
stuck with that. Like, that's probably the worst, bro. That's the chastisement, bro.
That's the
You know what I'm
saying.
saying?
The saying is true, bro. I truly believe in most cases the saying is true. The grass ain't always greener.
Hell
on the
no.
other side,
Everything
bro.
that glitter ain't gold.
You have to learn to be content with very little. That's one of the main principles of Stoicism, bro. It's fucking. I love it, bro, because it really hones in on just the appreciation of with little. If you can be content and appreciate little, when you get a lot of anything, you don't squander it. And usually, people who have little in life, like possessions, they have an abundance of time. Because they don't have a lot to tend to it. Those people that have multi-millions of dollars in businesses and this, they usually are very busy people. Don't get confused. When you see like a multi-millionaire or something, most of the time they're very busy. Their schedule is like 10 different things for the day, days on the week.
This is going right. It's Psalms 37 and 11. It says, but the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. And I wanted to just go into the word meek.
I'm about to bring up previous.
Because look, it's poor, humble, afflicted. You have to be afflicted to understand the value
Go
of
into
time.
the word poor.
Come.
Because when you think of poor, you think of lack of money.
That's the first thing that comes to mind.
That's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of poor.
That's true.
So go into the etymology of the word poor.
That's going on.
And I want to see what the context is of that word.
You know, we was talking about the Lord has a just weight, right? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Low key spiritually, y'all ain't just people just happened. Earlier in the day, about an hour or 2 or 3 ago, the day was real gloomy, raining real hard, and out of nowhere, the day is beautiful as hell out of nowhere now.
Yep.
Sun gleaming, the day is all yo, brothers, it look beautiful as hell right now, as far as sunlight and the way it is. It's only this part of the year when it get like this, but damn, that's gorgeous compared to where you just was.
What they say, but that's what it is. April showers bring May flowers.
May flowers, yeah.
So we get a lot of gloomy days in April, so that in May and for the rest of the next few months, it can be beautiful, bro.
Bro, grab the etymon, bro. This is in the blue letter, brother, for sure.
What you mean?
The etymon for poor.
What's that?
Go to Edom online.
Oh, okay.
Just put in poor etymology. This is Matthew 5 and 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
See that's why I want to say poor in spirit, because that's why when you think of poor, you think of a lack thereof, usually financial. So he's saying blessed is the poor in the spirit. So that you got to go into that word poor.
Man,
get a greater understanding,
bro. I'm curious as what the etymon says, but this is what it says in the BLB. I'm gonna read all of it because it goes to literal what we all jump to: reduce the beggary, asking alms, destitute of wealth, influence, position, honor, lowly afflicted, right? Destitute of the Christian virtues and eternal riches. Like I said, this all. I'm just gonna read it all. Right? Helpless, powerless to accomplish an end, poor, needy, lacking in anything. Now it says, as respects their spirit, destitute of wealth, learning, and salakia, intellectual culture, which the schools afford. It says, men of this class most readily give themselves up to Hamashiach's teaching and prove themselves fitted to lay hold of the heavenly treasure.
Okay.
The real treasure.
The real treasure. So that's why it says, blessed are they that are poor in spirit. It means that you're poor. Basically, being poor in the spirit is basically meaning I lack a lot in this present world, but I'm building up in the spirit, in the end result to obtain the true riches, which
That's
is
why,
of the heaven.
That's why
Let's talk about it. It's like,
yeah, Revelations 2 and 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but
Thou art rich.
Yeah.
Yup.
and we know that Jacob, our forefather Jacob's a spiritual man. It literally, it's like, as respects their spirit, jumps down. Who's destitute of wealth? Of learning. Outside the law, bro. Like, we at the bottom of the barrel. But it's like, in parentheses, it says, men of this class most readily give themselves up to a Mashiach's teaching and prove themselves fitted to lay hold to the heavenly treasures.
Oh, that's crazy.
So you can't be poor in the spirit and rich carnally.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
These motherfuckers is flipping that. They're trying to make it a thing. But it's like, bro, they can't coexist, because into a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter, bro. The true
It
riches.
says the spirit and the flesh are enmity with one
So
another.
that explains
That's-
Solomon then. That's why Solomon was able to do what he would do, because he got wisdom first and riches.
He got wisdom
Yeah.
first.
Yup,
Riches
exactly.
And then the riches came after.
Yeah.
Yup.
And that also will go into, Shalom would say, go get it. Which I get it, because I know if he was here
Get
right
it.
now.
Bro,
Get
saying,
it.
bro, cussing us out right now.
Just get it.
Bro, just get it, brother. Just get it. But it's like, yo, the same concept applies. That's like, yo, a true king, he don't want that burden, bro. It shows in his character though. It's like, yo, he just walking around in the midst of the people, just being just and righteous and making.
He becomes king.
And he becomes king.
They say a true leader happens organically.
Come.
Right? Anybody who wants to be the king and says, I want to be the king, is no true king.
Look at Jon Snow, bro.
Jon Snow.
He's bloodline.
He
but
never
he was
wanted-
like,
he
he never
lied.
wanted it. But
No.
that's the mindset of a king, though.
That's how David was.
You know what I
That's
mean?
how David was, yo.
It's like, it's not like you running from the responsibility, like you can't handle it, but it's just like,
It's just like you don't. It's like I don't need it.
I was
Nah.
like that. I was like that. Shalom want me to talk to you about that too.
with much wisdom comes much grief.
There's a difference between wanting to be great and wanting to be the king, right?
Right.
It's different. You can want to be a great man. You don't need glory to be a great man. Like, I've always said, I always wanted to be like wealthy financially, but I never wanted to be famous.
Right.
Like I don't need
Definitely.
notoriety.
Yeah,
I don't need to be known.
Influence.
I don't need influence.
Outside of the Lord, bro.
I just want to be a
cool.
good man. That meaning every person that I connect with in life, I leave a positive influence on. So I want to be like rich in wisdom and just respect.
It
I'm
ain't
not known. I may be known low key. It's just that anybody that I come in contact with,
They're gonna-
my name and my experience is engraved in their spirit. They're like,
Gotta go.
somebody could be 75 and I could have met them when they were 10. They'd be like, yo, when I was 10, I met this one guy. He left this positive effect on me and he taught me this in the spirit. You know what I mean? That's the kind of mentality I've always wanted. And it's beautiful because now that I'm in the truth, I really understand what the Most High was trying to give me. And it kind of like dives into like my spirit.
The name. I
Come on, because it's like, bro, all through Sirach, bro, it talks about even the kids you have, they can fuck your name up.
Yeah.
Because it's all
the-
how it's in the household,
it's a
bro.
reflection of you.
Yeah, so
That's
if
why
you're not a leader,
Yeah.
it's gonna show in your son, it's gonna show in your daughter,
That's
bro.
why the Lord said, don't delight in the multitude of unprofitable children.
That's beautiful, because you can always make more. I'm gonna grab this real quick.
As fucked up as it sounds,
That sound cool.
it's true.
I kind of get it, bro, because it's kind of like,
That's thinking from a spiritual, godly perspective.
Right.
Because the Most High, He kills and He makes alive. There's nothing to Him. The Most High can put somebody to death today, and then a baby be born tomorrow, and it be that same spirit.
he killed, bro. The prophets got put to death and raised back up again in
Or the
different
Most
bodies.
High, or the Most High can put you to death, put you in a horrible accident. You go into a coma. You basically, the doctor like, he's brain dead. You're just keeping him alive on the machine. You're dead, bro.
Done.
You're done. Yeah.
But he in the spirit world, and the Lord like, yo, I told you I fuck you up, right? Now I'm gonna bring you back into your body. It's gonna be a miracle.
Miracle.
But I hope you learned your lesson. Then that motherfucker, now he come back. He's fucked up for a while. I gotta go through all this crazy rehab, but he get back on his feet, and now he's just a great man because of the experience he went through. That's what the Most High can do, and he do that to us, but on a very low level.
Low level. That's why 1 Corinthians 10:13 come out, where roughly paraphrasing, where he don't tempt you to he don't
that
tempt
you are able.
Yeah, but more than able,
More
and
than
then
able,
forgive you a way to escape. Yeah, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's what you going into with that one.
And you don't know what you're able to bear.
True.
You don't know.
Until you go
You
through
Not
it.
until you go through it,
think
man.
that something may be too much for you until you go through it, and then you get through it, and you're like, damn, I really got through that shit.
But see, that's why spiritual men are very powerful, because when you really harping on to the Lord, one, anything that bad happens to us, I kind of laugh sometimes. Sometimes when something get real, like whatever it is, I might laugh like, damn, if the Lord delivered you or he put you through it, I'd be like, damn, the Lord got me in this joint for some reason. Damn, all right, he did that. Damn, all right.
Heavy, bro.
And then
We start thinking, so I laugh about it, and then I sit there and be like, okay, well, cool. Well, I'm going through this right now, so obviously he did say he'll make a way out of it. Let me just rock this out. Let me just rock it out. Yeah, let me just rock this
That's
out.
the faith. Look,
Yeah.
real quick. It's Proverbs 22:1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. We talking about names, right? Let's look at Obadiah, bro. I was just reading this. Obadiah, the Lord had the word Elijah when Elijah got raised up. He ran into Obadiah. Obadiah got one book.
Yeah, he does. Very powerful, though.
But it's
But
a
guess
very
what?
powerful
But
book,
guess what?
bro.
Guess, bro.
Oh,
He
yeah.
hid when King Ahab's wife Jezebel was out here just slaughtering the prophets. Obadiah hid 100 prophets in the cave, bro.
Wow.
But he got one book, and he didn't speak about that in his book. He was talking
he
about
did.
the destruction of Esau. But he hid 100 prophets in the cave while they was getting slaughtered. You know what I mean? That's fire, bro. His name remembered because of that. You know what I mean? Just simple shit like that, bro.
So therefore,
Or Acts.
He
You know what I
did.
mean?
He did that, and then the Most High said, "All right, I'm gonna give you a great book. It's only one book. It's only one chapter.
This prophesied
So
it
it's
down.
It's one book.
Yeah.
But look,
That's all you
this
need.
book is heavy because Obadiah
Going to everything.
Obadiah is one of the most important books that us as prophets have to look on, because
Right.
it goes into the destruction
Yeah.
and the slavery of our oppressors.
Yeah.
Of the one that wrote the
Of the
book.
one that
Of the one that wrote the Bible, right? Esau didn't write the Bible, man. It's
We
just
talking about
brothers, though.
it talk about how it even prophesied how they're going to be high and brought down low. It talks about how y'all fucked up for touching the Israelites, so this is going to happen because of this shit. And then the law of the brotherly covenant is like, damn, bro, like he put all that stuff
there
in.
shall be no more
Man,
remaining
yeah,
of the house of Esau.
It's like what you did wrong, and then here's the result, and here's the punishment for it. One book.
He broke the brotherly
One book.
covenant, man.
One book.
Broke the covenant, knew the law, forsook the law. It's just like, bro,
See,
we're no longer brothers, man.
Yeah, but see, my thing is though, not to get off topic, I believe, which is obviously true. Esau was revealed exactly what he was losing, because like how we think about the kingdom now.
Yeah.
So, we know what the kingdom is.
I truly believe Esau knew what he was giving up.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh what? In that what? When,
not in that moment. I mean, after the fact, it's like because
In
like
that perpetual
like,
hatred,
Yeah.
the Lord probably plagued him with visions like,
Yeah,
I
like,
did
But
this shit,
definitely
man.
get this shit. Yeah, I agree.
You gotta think about it though. Look at the time frame of what happened. Jacob went to Esau, so they say, "Yo, give me your birthright. I give you this." He's like, "What am I gonna do with my birthright if I'm dead?" All right, promise me this day. Yo, all right, cool. And then it was probably, I think it was the same day. If I'm not mistaken, it was the same
I was
day.
just thinking about- I was
Isaac.
just-
When Isaac had
When his father was like, "Yo,
Yeah,
go
Isaac.
prepare me a."
Yeah.
Because he
If
gave
I'm
him
not
he-
mistaken.
he gave him the blessing before he died, and then
But remember,
so the blessing he gave the blessing before the birthright, right?
Esau wasn't there.
They was young bulls. when he-
Esau,
Yeah.
Esau wasn't there when Jacob got his blessing.
He wasn't.
So
He
he
wasn't.
don't know what the blessing. He didn't
didn't-
hear what it was.
Right.
Oh, but
So
then he
when,
heard what
so
it
then,
was.
but then once he went to his father, it was like, "Do you only have but one blessing?"
Yeah, but
At that point, he knew like, "Yo, I hate my brother."
But can you imagine
He
like
had to have some inclination of what he was going to get.
he had
well,
to?
he told him before that.
Yeah,
he
he
told
had
him
to.
what he gave Jacob, and then that's why he wept.
Oh,
about
yeah,
the
he
blessing.
did. I just
He
gave you
told
all
him-
of this.
He told him what he gave Jacob, and that's what made him be like, "Oh shit."
I gotta go back and read it.
Yeah.
But think
I remember
about
that, John.
think about what the scriptures is bro. It time jumps.
Yeah,
Think
time-
about
yeah.
what happened in that frame of time between the supplanting of the birthright and the blessing. Their whole upbringing. They probably was probably smoked the whole time.
No,
Yeah.
you know
Esau
what?
probably
'Cause
squandered
it-
that shit away, bro.
Because it doesn't say that they. Yeah, I gotta go back and read that.
Because it's like, boy, they don't talk
They
about
don't tell
nothing in
about the
between the
timeline.
birthright and the blessing. It's just birthright, do, and then Isaac is on the deathbed.
Yeah.
Because it's like, damn, why didn't Isaac like Jacob? Why did he favor Esau? And why did the mom like vice versa?
Well,
There was a
Isaac is-
reason, of course, but it's like,
hold up though. Isaac is a righteous man, and he also knew that Esau is the
Esau
oldest
was the
boy.
oldest.
well,
So
you know
got-
what? He
got
loved
give-
him. He loved him because he was the heir.
Yeah, the heir.
Technically,
Yeah, he the heir.
That would
Yeah,
make
firstborn.
sense.
He the heir.
But it's
But he
it's-
still,
it's-
but it does say that he still favored Esau though.
yeah, I mean, he was.
It
came
must
out
have been
red,
something
bro.
about. It
was
must have been
something.
something about Esau's character that Isaac liked. 'Cause I don't want to think that Esau was the same as the so-called white man today, like by character-wise.
Nah, he probably wasn't as bad
Personality-wise.
because you figure we're dealing with that latter in Esau, old
Right.
ass Easter.
Oh,
We dealing with
yeah.
miserable Esau.
Right.
bro.
Miserable Esau.
He been thinking
right.
about this
Yeah, before the
perpetual
blessing.
hatred.
Right, before the
Yeah,
blessing.
Perpetual
He
hate.
probably was a
Yeah.
chill dude. He was still a hunter.
Right.
But he probably was
Laid back.
funny as shit. Joking. So his pop was like, "Yo, it's my son." Yeah.
And they probably fought a lot because they was fighting in the womb. So in between,
Right.
they had a couple
Man.
knuckles,
Yeah.
maybe.
Because they were still with opposites.
Opposite-
though.
opposite.
It's your brother, but he wicked, bro. I made him wicked, you righteous.
Great
But
conversation.
that's
on
your
this.
brother though. It's
Yeah.
like it's crazy.
Yeah.
That whole love-hate relationship, man. You know what I mean?
Like you said, you don't know what the dynamic
Dynamic
of
was.
their upbringing was like.
Right.
That's the beauty of
Yeah.
the comforter though,
It could
bro.
have been a lot of things that
'Cause it's like we
Esau
could have
have just been a little rebellious, low key though.
Yeah.
Like
It's
on
that
some low key
simple.
shit.
Cain was.
But still showed his dad love. It could have been like he was rebellious, but still when he was talking to his dad, it was respect. Like okay,
He
Dad,
did.
right?
He
'Cause he
respected
wasn't gonna
like
make no
that.
move
He-
until
but
he died.
still was like kind of like.
Yeah, and it like
Yo, I know Pop told us not to, you know what I'm saying? But look, man. Yo, them Canaanite women, they look good, man.
Yo.
Well, no, he
And
did.
then-
He did that
He did
out
do
of
it. He
spite.
did that.
and he had
Yeah,
enough.
out of
He
spite.
had enough respect to wait until
Till
his
his
dad
dad
died.
died.
The day-
Yeah, died.
He said, "Surely the day."
Yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna wait till my it's on. It's on site, bro. It's on site."
And also, you gotta look at it from Jacob's perspective. Jacob knew what his
Hello,
brother
Dollar General
capable of.
customers.
That's
Yeah.
why.
We hope
He,
you're
that's why he
having a
fucking
great
ran.
day.
Yeah.
He
If
said,
you are
"My
any-
brother, he's a hunter,
Someone you
so he
know
knew his
is
brother get into the
interested in
weapons
joining
and
the
all
Dollar
that
General
shit."
family,
Esau was probably
please
like-
see Dollar General
Esau
Associates today
was
or
probably
apply
like
at
the elite Edomite you see today.
Yeah, like
www.dollargeneral.com.
to the SWAT team
Top
and
dog.
all that.
And he was-
Government officials, black ops and all
Yeah,
that.
he was
You
big.
don't
He
want
was
that.
big.
Esau
He
was
was
the
big, bro.
He was the cream of the crop of Esau back then. So he
Yeah.
was probably like swole. He's probably
Yeah.
athletic.
He just
Yeah.
took his pigment. He took the melanin, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And
That's-
he was a hunter. He was cunning. You know what I mean.
And then
So-
Esau had an army, so you gotta look at it like this. Like we know, like today, the average person say like, "Yo, if the IRS on your head, you're fucked," or if the FBI wants you, that's a bad situation.
Yeah.
So that's like Esau calling after Jacob. Jacob knew what it was. That's why he tried to offer him all these women and jewelry and try to get him to stop. And it kind of worked though.
Jacob was the
Because if-
brains.
yeah, 'cause if he thought
Esau was a brute.
If he thought Esau was
Jacob was the
light
brains,
work, he
bro.
would have just been like, yo, come see me. And it wasn't that.
He finessed Esau out of all the Lord's doing, but he finessed him. He probably talked slick like, yeah. He said, "Yo, I'm about to die." He said, "Yo, man, just send me your birthright on some
see-
smooth
you
shit."
see Jacob with the
Imagine
corners?
how he said it, bro. Like how he swindled you out of his birthright. The
Shit.
Lord, you know what I'm saying.
Look at Charlotte Woman when he got to sell cell phones. You buying everything.
Come on, bro. Jake
You buying everything.
Jake is the salt. He swindled him right up out of that birthright.
Yeah.
And he probably was hot after that. Like, yo, I'm gonna kill this nigga after Pop died.
Yup.
You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, what it is once Isaac told Jacob exactly what he gave when he told Esau what he gave Jacob, and he figured out like on a light bulb scale of what he lost. Oh shit, bro! I'm sorry. Like if I found out you swallowed me out of a couple billion, bro, I'm gonna want some beef. Like, let's go get some smoke, bro. Like, man, like I had a couple billion.
It's like, yo, listen, that's like, let's say you got a business idea on the rise, and you're not really thinking about the type of potential it can earn, but you're
Right.
just thinking like, yo, I can do this. And somebody come to me like, yo, bro, I like that business idea. You got to look. Tell you what, I give you $1 million right now.
Just give me the
Or
idea.
let's see like a jewel. Let's say you got a gym or some shit on. Yo, I love that watch you got on, bro. Listen, I give you $1 million for it right now. $1 million? Woo! Yo, bro. Yo, $1 million right now. Look, Google me.
Yeah.
This is who I am. I'm good for it. I got the money. I wire it to you. Whatever. Somebody like, all right.
And that ball.
And then he go and this such and such discovered a new gem is worth $100 billion.
Oh shit, bro. He gonna want to kill
Now
you.
you like
He gonna want to kill you, bro. I got you.
that million
Bring it
starting to
up.
look real light.
It's Matthew 13:44. It says again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hid in the field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for the joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath and buyeth that field.
Yep. Because you see the value in it. You like, yo, I'm selling everything I got to buy that land. But everybody like, yo, bro, it's just an acre of land, bro. Like, it ain't that deep, bro. It's like, and it's in an impoverished neighborhood. Nobody want that. Yo, I take it right now. How much is it for sale for 30K here? I'll to give you 40 for it. You know what I mean?
Man.
Just to make sure you get the fucking jump.
This other joint. Cause bro, did y'all ever read Think and Grow Rich? The black one, the little small joint.
Yeah.
You remember at the beginning?
I read a little bit. I didn't finish the whole book. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. That was similar to it. I think it was inspired by it.
It was a story, bro, at the beginning. It was like the intro. Before you even got into the whole logic of the book, it was literally about this.
It was?
It wasn't this, but he spun it because they used to have Bible verses in there.
Yeah.
It was about a man who had a field. He found a diamond in there. Well, he was mining for years. He didn't, and then he just sold it. And whoever bought it started mining and found this big ass diamond in the yard.
He gave up.
So he gave up right before he found it. And it was a little bit on the opposite spectrum, but it was like the same concept. It's verse 45. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of a great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. And again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good vessels, but cast the bad away.
And you know what, brothers? And this is how David felt. Because, and watch how I spin this. David felt like this because, one, he was the king, but he also knew how strong the spirit is because it's a gift given to you to have faith in the belief in his ministry we're in. Now, think about it like this. The reason why this thing is so scary in such of a way is because we know this knowledge right here when it comes to kingdom concepts and ideas. To the point where as though, as us being on the side, call law Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the water for us knowing this, we also can say, how the hell can you fall out? Like, how do you know all of this to that degree? Know the kingdom of heaven, the spiritual power, the wealth, the women, the lands, the immortality, and all that nature. You would think that's enough to be like, I ain't going nowhere. But then the spirit of the Lord can be taken off, and then you can just forget about it and don't want to do it no more and fall out. How?
I think it gets to a point where when that spirit come off you,
that shit.
Things that you once believed in, it's something. I believe that the Most High will have certain things happen in your life that make you stop believing. Like, yo, maybe this shit ain't real, bro.
Right.
That's a scary thought, bro.
That shit, wow. Cause think about it like on Power. That's one of the young boy Tyreek. His thing was he had to go to college to inherit his dad's trust, which was worth a lot of fucking money. So it was enough for him to know that upon graduation he's gonna get all this bread. So he did whatever he can do on the outside, but continue school because he know how what true wealth is. That's a guaranteed
Still
no.
end up doing some dickhead
Right.
shit.
But in this truth, we're still believing, and we have that faith throughout to the Lord that it's enough to be like him, to be like, I ain't going nowhere, because we know the end result of what we're going to do by keeping this work going on. And then the Lord take the spirit off you. Fuck, bro. That is terrible. That's just terrible. That is terrible. I just want to bring that up because right now we might as well meditate on the kingdom.
Especially imagine falling out the truth and it's not even for money. I get some brothers come across some type of money that pull them out the truth.
Yeah,
but you got guys who
hard
just
shit.
go back into the world, bro. You was a bum in the world, you got the truth, and then you go back into the world to be a bum again, man.
And my thing is too, like, yo, that's crazy when like you because it's a 100% guarantee, Lord forbid we part of that number, that the brothers who fell out, the prophecies are gonna really hit, and then it's gonna be like, damn. It's gonna be a realization that like the shit was real, it's finally happening, but I did enough fallback that I can't go back in no more. Like, there's no way you can just reconcile with that after that happens. There's no way. Yeah,
Plus, I
got
don't think the spirit will allow you.
allow you to do that. Yeah,
Baby,
yeah.
feel, you know what I mean?
To try to just be like, yeah, let me get back in there.
You'll try carnally to try to swindle yourself back in.
Yeah, it'll be all vanity at that
And it'll
point.
be like, oh, hold up, let me go get some
Fringes
fringes.
and try to teach and all. Yeah,
Throw my
yeah.
fringes on, and just be like, yeah, I'm Israelite. And then you being carnal about it because you're all about the appearance now.
Right.
But the spirit that you don't even possess the spirit of the Lord.
You ain't gonna feel
So
it.
it's kind of like you're not really going to be in it. You're just going to throw your fringes on. Yeah, I'm Israelite. But then it's behind closed, but you still like, yo, somebody there, bacon, egg, and cheese.
Real shit.
Well, let me tuck my fringes in real quick.
Let me and then
Nah, go ahead.
yeah, Matthew 6 and 33. It says for after all these things do the Gentiles seek, for your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. And that's what, and that's exactly what brothers should be doing, like what Solomon did. Just keep doing the work. Lord willing, the spirit stay on you. Gotta say it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a gift that we got. You keep doing the work. You keep going out with your brothers, and you keep rolling until you're not gonna be able to do it no more. That way, your spot is spiritually so-called stamped to the point where though when it's time to stop, you did enough, and then the kingdom can come. Because we're doing this for the kingdom. We're trying to get out of this bullshit that Esau's in reign for, that we know is an end of an age and ours coming next. So this is what we got to do to put ourselves in position to get that kingdom. Period.
It's beautiful, man. It's like, bro, I was just thinking about what you said with both of y'all. Like, yeah, how could you fall out after knowing it's like that 2 Peter 2?
Yeah.
After tasting of the heavenly gift,
Right.
go back into the world. You gotta think about Pharaoh, bro. You know what I mean? Like this, me personally as a man, bro, it's all for fear. How could you fall out, shit? I don't know. The Lord? For just to show his power? You know what I mean?
It
Put
don't
his
make
spirit
sense.
on certain brothers.
Like you said with Pharaoh, it don't make sense.
It don't make sense.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get
It
it, bro.
don't make sense for Pharaoh to see all those plagues
You should have checked the third.
and let
second
them
one.
get the spirit and say, yo, go, just get out of here.
Right.
And
Just
then
your son.
and then at the same time be like, no, fuck that. Let's go get him.
Yeah.
Chase them. Watch these boys split the sea
Sea.
open and walk through and say,
like, yeah, that's
I'm
crazy.
following them through that.
That's crazy.
Yo, what y'all waiting
It
for?
don't make sense.
It don't.
It's
No
the,
sense.
it only can be explained by higher power, bro. Science can't explain that.
Yeah, that don't
shit,
make no
bro.
sense, bro.
It's,
Same ways, like how can you understand and teach this word and know all this knowledge and then go back into the world?
Yeah, it's just that's how you know it's divine adventure, man.
Divine, bro.
That's
Yeah.
that is a question, brother. Look, it's Romans 9 and 14. Nah, Salaki. Verse 9, Romans 9 and 15. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on who I will have mercy,
True.
and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. And I was looking for this, right? And then I was looking for this right here. It's all in the same book, bro.
Yeah.
So following, right? This is the point. It says, verse 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So what would, why you think it is the way it is?
It was literally the Most High was
Like-
like, I want to show my power, and that's it.
Bro, I'm gonna have mercy on who I'm gonna have mercy on. I don't care what it looked like to you.
What did it look like? Yeah, you may think this man is the most righteous man ever, and the Most High be like, nah, he ain't nobody elect.
Y'all don't know what he did in the past? That's another topic.
And then it could be the dude
Know what
that
I
you.
mean?
It could be the. This is why I'm so careful about who I call a bug out,
yeah.
who I call a demon,
Yeah, bro.
who
I
I,
don't-
say is
I
not
don't
a
even
man
want
of the
nothing to do
Lord.
with it.
I don't. It's not up to me. So, hey, listen, elders, apostles,
ain't
and
for-
brothers,
it ain't
if
for
y'all want
everybody.
to do that, that's on y'all. Me, I'm.
Hey, bro, I don't even.
Hey man, it's up to the Lord, because a man that you and your spirit wholeheartedly be like, yo, that nigga's a demon, he a bug out, and the Lord gonna kill him. He ain't of the elect. The Most High, just for that thought, could take you out and raise that man up.
Yup, just so happens.
Listen, bro.
Bro, just simply
I'm
put
not
them
even-
thoughts in your head about that brother. Just so he can spew you out.
You're not catching me doing no video. Where, yeah, this nigga's a demon.
Yeah,
Nope.
no.
Bro, listen, we just
If
met.
I personally experienced something with a brother and it was some demonic shit, that's between me and that brother. And if there's other brothers around me that want advice or like, yo, can you tell me about this brother? I'm gonna give you my experience, but that's all it is. I'm not about to cast no judgment or say like, yo, that nigga a demon. Don't stay away from him. Just like it's guys who did that to us. It's brothers that came to our camp and they were told by somebody that them niggas they ain't shit. They ain't got no fruit. They this. And that brother will come to our camp and get the most love and be the most edified. All praise to Yahweh Shem Shah. But that just is an example to show you that you can't take anybody's word for anything. Because men are going to be men. People are going to be people. People's experience are different. One person could be somebody for some person and then be a completely different person for someone else. People can change. People can grow. Most High can put his spirit on whomever, however, whenever.
You get so caught up in the Lord, you gotta pray for this, bro. Speaking first and foremost, you get so caught up to self-examination, looking inward. What the fuck you doing speaking on another man for, bro? I don't even like, call all y'all about Shem y'all shy, but it's like, bro, I'm trying, we supposed to be out here offending less.
Exactly.
We supposed to be living these scriptures, rehearsing the righteous acts. It starts there. You don't even realize, bro, it's interaction with everything. As soon as you walk out the door, that it's time to put everything you learned to real time, bro. It's every minute. You can't even, bro, you be, oh damn. Kids, you go like, damn, why y'all at her like that? Let me go back and apologize. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, bro, self-examination, it's not enough time in a day to even be entertaining the thought of what that man not doing.
Yeah, it's like, yo,
I
got way too many issues and things I need to work on in my life to be worrying about somebody else.
We want to see brothers win, man. Simple.
Yeah, that's why I
like to see brothers win.
You got opinions about certain brothers, but I keep it to myself, man. I don't. And even when guys come around, like I try to kill that noise, man. When people try to, even at work, when it comes to things of the world, people come to me like, yeah, man, tell me how. I just be like, I'm always the type of guy that be like, yeah, he did this or she was this. I'm like, well, maybe she. I'm like, I don't know anything about the situation, but I'm not about to sit here and let you outlet talking shit. No, I'm gonna be like, well, maybe they felt like this. Maybe they did this because of this. Maybe you're looking at it wrong. Right. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Man, right. So it's
the same thing. You got guys who will put out lessons about brothers that they don't know from a can of paint. They see, it's monkey see, monkey do, bro. A bunch of sheep following other sheep. Come on, man.
I got you, bro. It's 1 Thessalonians 5:11. I'm reading it in the NLT. It says, so encourage each other and build each other up, just as you are already doing. Iron sharpens iron. What's up, brother?
Good.
It's verse 12. Dear brothers and sisters, honor those who are your leaders in the Lord's work. They work hard among you and give you spiritual guidance. See, I didn't even know I was bringing this out. The brother pulled up, man. Call all y'all.
I sound like Jeremiah, too.
Nah, this is big, you know what I'm saying? It says, verse 13, it says, show them great respect and wholehearted love. It says, show them great respect and wholehearted love of their work and live peacefully with each other. Brothers and sisters, we urge you to warn those who are lazy, to encourage those who are timid, to take tender care of those who are weak. Be patient with everyone. It says, see that no one pays back evil for evil, but always try to do good to each other and to all people.
You know the beautiful thing about that, where it says encourage those that are timid, and encourage those and help those.
Yeah.
And then right after it says, but be patient with them. You got guys that will see you not, I don't know, I guess in their mind you're not doing the best that you can do, right? Whatever. Maybe in their head, oh yeah, I'm doing this and they not, so they're not on fire.
And that's all based off our own,
right?
Man. Yeah.
But then, let's just say you really know a brother and they're not, and you know they're not living to the best potential, and you encourage them like, yo, brother, I know you could be doing better. I know you could be doing more. You can't say that to a brother once or twice and expect them to make an immediate change, and then when they don't, you like, man, that nigga he ain't shit. He a bum. He a loser. He this. But at the same time, he a reprobate. Sometimes the Most High has timelines and processes for different brothers to learn and grow in different ways and different.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? Like,
This is some
Hey,
quick,
I wanted to
quick
land
jab.
back off this brother. My favorite precept for this is Psalms 110:3. Is when it goes into my people shall be willing and bear thy power. Because in this case scenario, that's spiritual power, but what the brother just said is very true. Tread lightly, especially when your spirit lets you know that it's an Israelite. It don't matter if he's a so-called 2/3 or 1/3. We don't know who that is, but we know he's an Israelite. So tread lightly, because just because this brother is not on your level or hasn't awakened yet to the truth, doesn't mean that you can just speak down on him and talk greasy, because maybe next year, 6 months from now, that brother elevates himself and the Lord opens his mind, and then just so happen he's part of the elect, you done fucked up.
You know what a brother, it's profound, bro. I'm gonna land back. A brother put, different brothers, different walks of life. We all think different, but Jake's mind is just beautiful. It was basically like, it makes sense that 2/3 are gonna be, our parents are gonna be our children in the kingdom, Lord willing. We be accounted of that number. It's because the hopeful elect, we gotta be patient with everybody. Our own people with just tolerating everything. I mean, this is our battle. But we gotta be the parents. If we are that number, we're acting like the parents. And the 2/3, whether that's your grandmom, your cousins, they the children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
the Lord is patient with us.
Come, bro. So it's like, man, it's all about that perspective. Let me get this real quick, bro. Who's going in the forgiving brothers? Matthew 18 and 21. It says, then Peter came to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Yahushua said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. It's going into that patience.
Gotta be that way.
A brother fall, he getting up. Fall, he get back up. Gotta be patient with brothers, man. Lord show mercy on who we got murdered. We gotta be the same way, in a sense.
Yeah, we're on Proverbs 6. I mean, I heard y'all talk.
No, bring it out, bro. I'll bring it out.
Basically going into talking about brothers on their back.
Backbiting.
Ephesians 4 and 29.
That's one of Yahweh's he hates when he
Proverbs
hates.
6.
Yeah.
Proverbs 6. It's the book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 29. It says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that is the minister grace unto the hearers. So you want to why, like the brother Samak said, I was listening to the camp on the way over here. You don't talk about calling brothers demons and reprobates and all that, because that's of the Lord. The Lord basically clearly tells us, like, look, now we are supposed to judge right. We are supposed to judge righteously, right? Meaning, if we're not doing something, then we can judge it accordingly. So, perfect example, I don't smoke cigarettes, so if I see a brother smoking cigarettes, hey brother, you going off while you smoking cigarettes. That is a different type of judgment, right?
It's like, yeah, bro,
instead of,
if a nigga smoke cigarette, he a demon. That nigga Lord gonna kill that nigga.
yeah, instead of that, or instead of I heard he smoked cigarettes, never seen him smoke cigarettes, now I'm murmuring and talking shit behind him.
That nigga
Yo, I heard he a fucking reprobate, but I heard he smoked demons and that, bro. I heard he smoked cigarettes. Did you see him smoke cigarettes? Who told you he smoked cigarettes? Was it 2 witnesses that seen him smoke cigarettes? Then why'd you even talk to him? That's what it is. So it's Ephesians 4:29. And then according to Proverbs 6 and 16, started 16, brother. I know what you're up for.
It's Proverbs 6. I ain't know where to start. It's Proverbs 6 and 16.
I'm a little out of it.
Now, you good, buddy? It says, these 6 things doeth the Lord Yahweh hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, and feet that be swift in running to do mischief. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
Nice.
Sowing that discord, man. Talking shit, sowing, planting lies. You know what I mean?
Conspiring with
Conspiring.
brothers.
It's hating.
I got you right here. Proverbs 21:23. Whosoever keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. Simple.
And one thing about it is, from my experience, we've experienced that, and it's unfortunate that it happened to us young in the truth. It took us a while to really realize it, but it happened. But it happened to us before. Brother, we used to be a part of a camp with other brothers, and this one brother in particular, he came across some news, and instead of him going about it decently with that brother that the news he about, he came to us, the younger brothers, and was conspiring like, yo, look, this is what we gonna do. I heard he did this, he that, he wicked, he this is what we gonna do. And we young, so we just kind of like, All right, I mean,
Yeah.
he did that. What's wicked? Oh shit, I don't want no parts.
And that's not good because younger brothers are, that's why the Lord frowned upon that, because the younger brothers are susceptible to listening to an older one. And I, you know what? As a testimony, I was one of them. I understood the value that we were up against, so all I had was utter respect of older brothers. So I'm like, whatever they was doing, I was a little gullible to it. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
because you just wanna please the Lord.
Yeah.
So you think like, oh, these men, these like elders,
Right.
These men, they've been doing it. Oh, hold up, let me tread lightly. But then you gain experience and understanding, and then if that same thing were to happen, like, whoa, hold up. Now you get the spirit of questioning things, right? The Most High is giving you the spirit of discernment, and you don't just take things for face value.
y'all read this, Matthew 5 and 19.
James 1 and 26. Slocky.
Real quick.
James 1 and
All right, this is James. This is James.
Slocky.
Yeah, I got you, bro. James 1 and 26. It's if any man among you seem to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. Pure religion and undefiled before Yahweh and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Beautiful. Okay, I get that.
The reason why I say that is because that would just, I can't. So
I understand.
basically going into like, if you in this truth, we should know better. We see a lot of brothers in Israel doing exactly the opposite of this.
They're doing the exact opposite of what you think that they should know better.
Right. And the brothers couldn't hear him. He was saying, especially when we was younger, looking up to the older brothers, you know, in this case scenario, those brothers, as far as how well endowed in the wisdom and knowledge they are, they should know better on certain things. Yeah. And I agree, you know, especially when it comes to, knowing this truth and knowing how to conduct the Sabbaths and all of those small things. But then again, you praying to the Lord, you wonder how he's in hedges, you're doing videos, but then again, you hate your brother or talking greasy about your brother, and then you thinking it's all cool. Nah.
But at the same time, you boasting in your works.
Right.
You boasting in your works, and I'm holier than thou. But at the same time, bro, like you're a worker of iniquity, as Yahweh Shai said.
You just said your religion is in vain.
What is
vain,
that?
in vain. That's all I'm saying.
Is that Matthew 7:21? Is that Matthew 7:21? It says, many shall call unto me, Lord, Lord. I have not known you. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of guys prophesied in the name of the Lord, cast out devils, did wonderful works. But at the same time, you were a worker of iniquity because you were calling brothers, calling dudes demons and plotting and conspiring and murmuring and slandering.
Get it, Matthew 12.
Matthew 12. Matthew 12:36.
Yeah, matter of fact, bring that out because I know what brother's getting into. Because when it goes into Lord, matter of fact, nope.
I think you somebody was trying to quote it.
Yeah, go ahead, bring it out real quick.
It's Matthew 12:36. Every idle word. That's
No, I
Matthew
thought
12.
is it Matthew 7:21?
Hold on.
Is it? Okay, Matthew 7:21 is something. I don't know what it is. I'm thinking
That's going into the fountain.
It is. Matthew 7 and 21. Whereby the fruits ye shall know them. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of the Father which is in heaven.
Yep.
I'm reading to you real quick. Many will say to me in that day,
Matthew 12.
Lord, Lord. So many will say unto me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name do many wonderful works?
Yeah, you did the work. Yeah, you was out on the highways. You was putting up your lessons. You was edifying. But scriptures also say there's one that is profitable unto many, but to himself he's not.
Keep on going.
No.
Oh, yeah, go.
It's Matthew 12:36. It says, but I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
Yeah, the scriptures say that life and death is in the power of the tongue. So the very words that you speak can either justify you or condemn you. That's why I'm very careful about the things I say about other men that are of the nation. Because at the end of the day, if you're calling on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, I don't know and even if you're not, even people in the world, I'm wary about saying certain things about, because you don't know who the Lord is going to have mercy on.
Psalms 101:5.
You never know, bro. I could be talking all this shit, but the Lord take my spirit from me. And then the same person I was talking shit about, the Most High can build them up.
I just said that too.
Entertaining angels unawares, man.
Psalms 101:5. Whoso privily slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. Him that have an high look and a proud heart will I not suffer. Let me say this though. Now, when a brother one they talk about the Matthew 7:21 and 22, when it comes into the Lord, look at it in the carnal. These are all my brothers up here, and they are cool with certain brothers. But if they find out that they was that one of their brothers was being talked to about, and they found out about it and didn't know you knew, and you try to go up to them and say hi, they going to dish you. They going to dish you. So whenever the Lord is coming back. And you doing all the prophesying, you doing all the, casting out devils with the name of the Lord or whatever, but you and your brothers beefing on your behalf, and then you gonna say, what's up, Yahweh Shai, what's going on? You're like, no, bro, that's my man right there, and you was talking greasy about him, so if you're not cool with him, you ain't cool with me. That's how it's gonna go. Just like that.
I got a precept. It's Revelations 3:16. And 15, it says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold or hot. It says, I would thou wert hot or cold. So then, because thou art lukewarm, are neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. And I brought that out because it's like, if you're not moving in the spirit 144%, then you're not moving at all.
You know what's crazy? A lot of most brothers bring out being hot or cold in regards to doing the work. And I believe that you brothers who are doing that, you're missing the most important piece of the scriptures, because again, Matthew 7:21 tells you exactly that you can do all the work. 1 Corinthians 13, you can do the work, but Matthew 7:21 was out of Yahweh Shai's mouth himself. That you can do all the works, but you're still a worker of iniquity because of what? The very words that you speak, the very spirit that you're in, bro.
Bro, it's like, it's two ways you're going to deal with getting the truth, bro. Getting the wisdom. You're going to take it with humility, or you're going to take it with pride.
Exactly.
And when you take it with pride, that's when...
Go into the blue letter of hot and cold. I had this debate with my sister too. She was trying to, she on her Christian vibe, and she was like, oh yeah, well, I don't think that being lukewarm means that you're straddling the fence. I think it's like,
What else would it
It's self-explanatory.
It's self-explanatory. And I had those debate with her for like 15 minutes. I had to bring the blue letter out.
Forget that.
Yeah.
I got you. Oh, what you want, the James first?
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick. James 4:11. Okay, no, sorry, 10 actually.
The way he's building it right now.
Yeah, I see.
I see what he's building is beautiful.
Yeah, James 4:10 and 11. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. Speak not evil one of another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth his brother speaketh evil of the law and judgeth the law. But if thou judge the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge. That's
Yeah.
right.
A lot of-
Be ye doers of the law, not
exactly.
the same way he's talking about being hot and cold. It's the same concept. That's why I took you grab that first. Now break it.
Right.
It's locked.
Bro, this is the blue letter for the word cold. Metaphorically, sluggish and inert.
Yep.
In mind of one destitute of warm Christian faith and a desire for holiness.
Exactly. So
coldest.
What are the two great commandments the Lord hates the whole law on?
serving the Most High God and another, all your might, and loving your neighbor like yourself. With those two, hang the whole law.
Hang the whole law. And this is...
So now, when you read it, when you read James 4:11, right? Read it again, brother.
It's James 4:11. Speak not evil one of another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth his brother, speaketh evil of the law and judgeth the law.
Yep.
But if thou judge the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge.
Yep. Exactly. You know, you're a judge, but you're not a doer yourself, bro. You sit here on a pedestal and you like, oh no, you're wicked, you going off. Nah, you ain't seeing the kingdom. But at the same time, like, bro, you're not even keeping the work through the law yourself. Because you're not loving your neighbor. You speaking ill on other men. You calling other men reprobates and niggas and demons, and they ain't making the kingdom. But who are you? The scripture said, humble thyself before the Lord. But you ain't. A lot of guys think y'all humble, but y'all not.
Yeah, not at all.
Just like a lot of women think they good women, but they not.
Not at all.
It's delusion. You're delusional. But again, there's no sin that's irredeemable except for blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. So if you're a brother that you're not really being humble and you caught yourself conspiring and talking shit, check it, pray for forgiveness, and start moving different, bro.
Yeah, just move different.
Because
Yeah.
you ain't going to. You got
I got hot and
All right,
stone
go hot.
cold. So what hot? So what hot?
Because you just got
Look,
cold.
look,
You got cold.
I
Look,
did doing the law and not doing the law, being hearers of the word and
Not hearers of the word.
exactly same concept. I see. what
So
you're trying-
being cold is being, it's not being a doer of the word, right?
It literally says
Just-
sluggish
just-
or inert.
yeah,
Being
just-
inert is
bro.
inactive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In every aspect
Cold, bro.
possible.
You ain't doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. But then lukewarm is the middle. You're straddling the fence. Because when and this is why I try to break it to my sister. I'm like, yo, if you look at general plumbing, you have a hot, you got hot water and cold water, and the pipes that go up. So when you turn it to the hot, it pulls from the hot water. When you put it in the middle, it pulls from the hot and the cold to make it warm. So that means you're straddling the fence.
Real shit though. That's some real shit though. Put them together and makes it
makes
warm.
warm.
I'm not sure what I
I'm
want
not
to do.
sure if I'm hot, I'm
Right.
cold.
Real shit.
Some days I'm cold, but some days I'm hot, so
Right.
I'm warm.
That's some real shit. I don't want warm anything. Well,
No.
yes, you do. But in the sense of what we're
in the
talking
sense
about,
of, in the sense of the spirit,
No.
you don't want to be warm.
Yeah.
You want to be one side or the other, bro.
Right. It's word lukewarm, tepid. Metaphorically, the condition of the soul wretchedly fluctuating between a torpor and a fervor of love. This word torpor, I just looked up, because I don't know. A state of physical or mental inactivity.
Yeah, so basically,
Lethargy.
inactivity.
Inactivity.
So meaning not doing
yeah,
shit.
lethargic.
Yeah, literally
Lethargic,
inert.
bro. So you literally are fluctuating between some days you in it and some days you're not.
Yeah, fervor is crazy.
So
And
if
it
you
go
got
and,
fervor of love
and this is
or-
the thing though, it goes beyond just doing the work. Brothers put so much emphasis on this. This is only a piece of the puzzle.
Right.
This is on you only do the work, like teach 10-20% of the week of
Right.
your day,
You
if
got
even
prayer,
that.
you got alms,
prayer,
you got
alms,
high holy days.
you got just your day-to-day life.
Daily activity.
Bro, day to day,
Yo,
we live in the scriptures every day, bro.
Let's liken it to fitness, right? When people talk about losing weight, people are like, oh, I'm exercising. But it's like, you only burn maybe 10% of your calories from exercise. You burn the other 90% of your calories through your NEAT, which is your non-energy active thermal, whatever the fuck it is.
Walking,
Basically,
sitting, moving
walking,
around.
sitting,
Yeah.
twitching, chewing,
Yeah.
talking, blinking. All those things
Burning
you
calories
burn
right now.
90. We're burning calories right now. But if I go exercise, I'm probably for an hour I might burn 300 calories. Your Apple Watch will say 1,000, but that's bullshit. You probably burn 300 calories.
Shit, what we working on?
You probably burn 300-400 calories.
yeah.
Well, you also gotta remember your body is adaptive.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie.
But your body's adaptive though.
So we can go hard
You
body.
can
and
go
still
hard
only
body
burn-
and not burn as much energy.
Oh wow, I didn't know
I
that.
weighed myself this morning. I was 218. I was 230 a week ago.
Don't matter. If a guy who just start working out
Oh, all right. That's it.
for a year, hasn't worked out his whole life,
He'll
he'll
burn
burn
shit.
1,000 calories.
Yeah, he'll
and
burn that shit.
He'll throw up and shit.
Yeah.
But if he continues to do that for a
he'll
year,
learn.
he'll probably only burn 300 calories.
That's why you're supposed to progressive overload over time.
Exactly. So the point is, I see. The point is, you only when you do this work, like teach and do your lessons, that's only 10% of your day, if even that.
Yeah.
It's all about what you're doing with the other 90 to 95% that matters. So a lot of guys will get on camera for 30 minutes. How many minutes are there in a day? It was like 168.
1,400. No,
Oh.
it's like a
Wait,
spiritual
man.
number,
Well,
bro.
60, it's 60 minutes in an hour. In an
hour.
60 minutes in an hour.
Yeah. 1 hour. Yeah. So it's like a whole. So
you
times that by
whatever.
times that by
Hey Siri.
24.
Yeah. How many?
60 times 24
How many
minutes,
minutes
right?
are there in a day?
Yeah.
Times 24.
No. You know what? I'ma just keep it simple.
Yep. Yo, I already got it.
1440, baby.
All right. I'm gonna keep it simple. You spend an hour. You spend an hour doing the work, whether it's putting the lesson together, doing the lesson, or coming out here and teaching. You do the work for an hour a day. You still have 23 hours. What is one of 24? What percent is that?
Nothing.
1 of 24.
Nothing, bro.
Maybe
Nothing.
Yeah,
There
that's
you go.
nothing,
Get it.
bro. That's like some old.
What percentage is 1 of 24?
No point in talking about type shit.
Basically 1% of 24.
What is 1% of 24?
That's
But you're
No, 1 hour. What is 1 hour? What is
some ant type shit. That's a low situation. That's very low.
It's crazy because outside of that hour, you're living it. It's 4%.
4%. So you do the work for an hour a day. That's 4% of your day. What are you doing for the 96% of your day?
Should be living it.
Should be living it.
If the Lord dealing with you, He's gonna be throwing all. As soon as you all right with that, you getting all types of. You might want to go do something. You got somebody come up ask you a question. Oh, it's time to work. You know what I mean? We ain't got no control over it, but we supposed to act. We supposed, what it say? Be apt to teach. What's that one joke?
I'm pretty sure you brothers be kind of
It's season.
But that's why it says like being hot to be on fire. Guys will say, yeah, he on fire, yo. He go out every day. Yo, he doing like 2-3 lessons a day.
I would say brothers.
We saw McQuad do that.
I would say
We see
brothers.
McQuad do that.
I would say brothers constantly.
I don't want to say it, but
No.
the dude,
To what somebody is saying.
I don't know.
If you live in this truth, if you're actually living in this truth, you're gonna catch yourself preaching almost every other day, periodically throughout the day.
On or off the camera, right?
On or off, because I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I can literally be sitting there chilling. Somebody asks me a dumb question, and I
And
automatically
just-
apply the
bro.
scriptures. You know, my power don't. 3 precepts. Oh snap! I'm a bad. I'm
Look,
preaching.
it's work.
Next day, yo, shalom. Hey, what you know about that? Hey, did you know? Next, you know, you in another conversation. The Lord should always be on your.
It's always on your mind. Every time you,
bro,
whenever you
you're
making it,
filtering.
even when you doing shit of the world, you making the decision like,
Oh yeah. Like when
I don't know, that ain't sending to right.
Hold on.
Ask the Lord.
Before
Lord.
I walk into clubs, I ain't gonna lie. I'll walk into a club and be like, look around, like this is evil shit.
As soon
All
as you
right,
get your
let me
car,
just
pray to the Lord.
drink.
Protect.
Yeah.
You get to your destination, the Wadi Al Shad. You just watching TV, you see some dumb shit like, yo, they going off, yo. The Lord talked about that. That's you living the truth.
Watch the movie Sinners. You're gonna be like, oh shit.
I seen it last night.
I seen that shit.
Crazy.
Wow.
But then you do the work, and then you go out at night to the club, and next thing you know, Shorty, you see Shorty her dude, but she giving you googly eyes. Yo, man, I take this nigga bitch, bro. Yo, watch this.
Yeah, but the man Lord be like, oh, leave that bitch alone.
Nah,
Real
I'm cool,
shit.
bro.
You tripping, bro?
Hey,
No, right, it's happened.
You meet a chick and
We
she's
be
like,
out.
look, I'm only here for the weekend. I'm here, my man on a business trip. He's working right now, but look, I'm fine. I'm cool. I'm good.
Goody shitty.
I'm good.
Bro. Right. That shit.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes into it, bro. It's more than just doing this work.
it's a
Doing this work
purpose.
is only 4% of your day, man. So when you hot or cold for the truth, it goes far beyond just you teaching the word, man. Because you can't hide behind teaching the word. Again, let's equate it to fitness and lifestyle. You can't. What's the one saying they always say? You can't outwork a bad diet. You can't outwork a bad diet. Losing weight is 80% nutrition, and I like to argue 90% nutrition, 10% exercise. You can exercise all day, every day, and still look the same because you eat like shit. So you can come and do this work and be on camera and appear to be holy, but you just a demon behind closed doors. It's not me calling you a demon, but you are. But the spirit knows that you are a demon behind closed doors.
Spirit is gonna bear
because
witness.
the spirit gonna bear witness because you, when the camera go off, just the way you move, the way you talk, the way you think, it's just like I would never know you was a godly man. Whereas when I try my best that when I'm out and I'm in the world and I'm talking to people in the world, you might not know I'm an Israelite. You might not know I read the Bible, but you know I stand for something by the way I carry myself, by the way I talk, by my principles. And I'm just the type of man where I was always taught that I'm always that type of boy. I'm always dropping quotes. I quote the Bible all day long. I don't necessarily tell people the Bible. I quote the Bible all the time.
This is basically going into what he's saying right now.
But that's you living the truth, man. Some
Yeah.
dudes, you never think that you know it's a problem when somebody meets you and then they find out you read the Bible. They're like, you read the Bible?
You know what's crazy? When people, like look,
You know it's a problem.
when I be on social media, I be reading people's profiles, and every time I see the term spiritual, atheist, or if it's spiritual, atheist, or agnostic, I automatically delete them. I'm like, nope, cool. I don't care how beautiful the woman is. As soon as I see spiritual, atheist, or agnostic,
Well, you see a chick with a Bible verse in her bio, but then you look at her page and she's naked.
everything
she
she
got an OF or whatever.
She got an OF.
But
She got Proverbs 31 in her shit. But then you
But
scroll
she
her
got
page,
Coach,
she got
Coach bags and shit.
she
in her
on
drawer.
vacation. And you know when bitches go on vacation, it's always host stuff. post shit all day long.
All day.
All day long. When girls get together and they go out, there's wholeness, bro.
Their form of fun is being a hoe.
Their form of fun.
When a woman says, "Yeah, I'm finally free. I'm just focusing on me," that means those are the months that she's focusing on being a hoe. When men say they focus on themselves, it's literally like mind
what we call it? Monk mode. You don't go in a monk mode.
Yo, hey,
When I
yo,
go
bro.
in monk mode, it's like I'm not partying, I'm not having fun, I'm not dealing with
drinking.
women, I'm not drinking, I'm locked in. I'm bettering myself. Women, I'm focusing on myself.
They
And
don't
then-
have the ability to do that. Focus on themselves and the Lord. They don't have the ability
They
to
don't
do
have.
that.
That's why the Lord doesn't deal with women like that. They don't have the ability. All right. The reason why women do not have the ability to focus on certain things is because they don't run by the same principles that we do.
Right.
Now, also you got to look at it from this perspective. Women need to be satiated at all times. They need money, energy, attention, and time. Men, right? The Lord tells us to what? Gird ourselves up. A man cannot live by just bread and water alone. The spirit. So the Lord deals with our lives, our minds, with everything. A woman has to be satiated. If she's not. First of all, why do most relationships end? It's usually, if you look at the study, it's usually when a woman is bored.
Right.
Not because he did something wrong or was abuse. It was she's bored. I just feel like I've been with him for 10 years. He works 65 hours. I don't work, but he's
I don't
working
feel
some jobs.
stimulated
And he only has one day off. But on his day off, I want him to come out and do something with me and the kids
he
and
wants
the
to do
family.
nothing.
But all he wants to do is sit in the house. Did you just listen to what you just told me? See, you got to be stimulated. This man is doing everything to stimulate you by going and working 60 plus
So you
hours.
don't have to.
So you don't have to. So you can be with the
He's
kids.
paying for your Pilates.
He's
for
paying
your
for
nails,
all your money,
bags.
energy, attention, and time.
Yep.
But then when that one day come, that one Wednesday, when he finally can block out the world, and all he want to do is either sleep or chill in the house, you got a problem with it. Now you about to put that man through hardships and divorce him because you bored. That's the difference.
They only stimulant should be stimulating us. Because ultimately, they're going to get stimulated. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yo, it's funny too. One of the other brothers from the PC camp, I just did a lesson today about that.
What, the brother is the one that be always going into Proverbs?
I think
The one
so,
brother,
yeah.
he go into Proverbs. It's so Proverbs. It's so
Proverbs,
bad,
yeah.
bro.
He literally
He'll
just
pick a
did
random
He
joint.
literally just did a PSA lesson. It was like he said you got what he say? He said you gotta get her off to get her brain or some shit like that. He's just going into like the science and the history behind. It's true. So basically, it was an ancient practice where women is called hysteria. The physicians will go and basically give them an orgasm
It was yeah.
to get them out of this mental
So
hysteria.
you ever see these memes where the girl's getting in the car all angry and a dude just heard her put food in her mouth?
Yeah,
It's like and Chuck,
I saw that.
why you at it? Why you ate?
I saw that.
Same difference.
He used
Hysteria.
he used the example of Baby Boy when Taraji was all,
I
I ain't
hate
hate
you."
you, I ain't making your tacos, and as soon as he start eating her out, she was like, and blowing her back out. She was like,
And then
"I'ma make
guess
your
what? Then he was
tacos.
telling
I love
why he
you."
was doing it. You gonna go in the kitchen, cook clean?
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
gonna
cook,
I'm gonna
I'ma
do that.
clean.
I'm gonna cook.
I'ma
I'm gonna clean.
clean. I love
The
you.
scriptures actually
Yep.
tell us that we gonna rule our
Rule the ride.
by the ride. You know, so that's just. But that's why they're the weaker vessel.
Yeah.
You know, and Lord said we will have trouble in the flesh.
The crazy thing is that it's the opposite effect for men. When men go without what they call no fat or semen retention, we actually get power from that shit.
Yeah.
You get energy from it.
Well, that's you could either put this into science or spirituality. At the end of the day, women are takers and not givers. So if you have a woman around you, she's taking your money, your energy, attention, and time.
Yep.
When there's no woman around, all of a sudden you're storing up money,
Storing
energy,
energy,
attention,
and
and time.
Yep.
Guess what? Now all of a sudden you start noticing you're losing weight. You're moving faster. You're sprinting
You're
now.
growing.
Everybody
Like
feel
growing.
everybody
You
grow.
know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
your counting is getting better. You're not as stressed out.
Yep.
All of a sudden, oh my God, you ain't missed me. You thinking in your head, really? I don't want to tell you the truth. The truth is no.
The truth is going to
Because
destroy you.
Yeah.
And it ain't got shit to do with you.
The truth is, you not being around might have been the best thing. Now, do I miss that box? Yes.
Hell yeah.
But any other reservation other than that, you were nothing but a fucking bill. And that
then-
bill was my money, energy, attention, and time.
You know, another headache is that most men are better by themselves and they're quiet. Whereas though women are very, very stimulated by a phone call, which we don't feel like talking, but they get upset because you don't feel like
I
calling.
hear it all the time.
Or you,
Oh,
yeah.
you didn't think to just call
me like, no,
Why?
I ain't really want
Like,
to talk
sweetheart,
for
if
real.
I-
Or
nothing.
you rushing me off the phone.
Yeah,
I am. I got shit to do.
Yo,
You be in the car. You just be in the car driving home from work.
Right. That's
and you
not
want to
right.
be and you want to be in quiet.
You
I
just
wanna be
quiet,
Joe.
dog. Women don't understand that shit.
Simplicity, bro.
You said you was going to call, so don't tell her you was going to call, but then again, you gotta call.
Don't say it.
Just don't
Then
say-
they try to train, yo, you doing anything? What you doing today? I don't know yet. I might pop out later. Take a
Nope.
nap, wake up. Yo, you said you was popping out later, right? Nigga, I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah,
You
but
just
she
made
knew that.
plans in your head for me to
Yep.
go do like,
Yep.
yo.
Yeah,
That's why,
yeah.
like you said, bro, don't say shit.
Bro,
Nah, I'm
you ever
busy.
have a shorty know your days off and then tell
Oh, that's
you
the
what they
worst.
about to do? Like, you ain't already had your day planned in your own head?
Right.
Like, I'm talking about, obviously, you know, I always get Wednesdays off. And shorty tell me straight like this. Oh, well, I'm seeing you later. What do you want to eat? I'm going to cook for you. I'm going to rub your back. And I'm in my head like,
I don't want none of that shit.
one, I don't want your time. I don't want your... Because spending time with you is a chore. Women don't understand that spending time with them most of the time is a chore. The only time y'all are fun is when I know
Sexuality,
it's,
bro.
I hate to say it, but it's when it's in the bedroom. Right. Other than that, that's why girls be like, why you don't never want to go out with me, but you want to go out with your friends?
They always say, yeah, they'll say you gay because you always want to hang out
Well,
with your guy friends.
my friends actually are fun. They don't judge everything. If you could jump out of your body and watch yourself for an entire day, bitch, you wouldn't like yourself. You complain about 99% of everything. We walking down the street. Oh my God, I didn't get these roads fixed. All right, bitch, why you talking about it right now? Oh my God, why the hell is the dollar store closed now? I needed to get. Bitch, it ain't about you. Oh my God, let me tell you what happened today. This girl said to me. Let me tell you what this Amber said. Oh my God, let me tell you what my girlfriend going through with her boyfriend. Why does that matter to you at all?
Now you look what you just become though, an emotional crush. You got to deal with all this shit. Then you can't not say nothing. Oh, you ignoring me? Yeah, I am. 'Cause all this shit though, none of this is pertaining to salvation at all.
Real rad. The last thing before
Or
we
money.
Go back to John. The shorty
got
might
Ecclesiastes,
know your day off, but then again, because you want to go maybe to the store, or you might want to the gym, or maybe your homie said, let's go to this little thing, we can work some business deal out. You tell her that, well, you want to spend time with everybody, but not me on the one day off that she's spending.
What she's not understanding,
bro,
is
Shit's
the
crazy.
the days that I'm working is to sustain and to build and to basically my daily bread. It's to sustain everything I got going around me. My day off is usually to hurry up and get out of the fucking daily job. So on my days off, what I like to do, I like to do things that I couldn't get done during the week because I'm stuck at work. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get up. I gotta go to Home Depot. I gotta get
You don't have nothing to do. You like, I ain't doing shit.
Yeah,
I want to do it by myself too. I'm not going to do shit alone.
real shit. I want to get the upholstery cleaner. I want to shampoo my carpets. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to touch these weeds. Everything is for betterment, and then she's mad at you because you didn't add her in it. And so you're not gonna be able to see me today. Well, sweetheart, I told you I got all this stuff to do. You make plans for everything, sweetheart. If I don't get this stuff done today, I won't be able to do it till next week.
That's why the Lord said that a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, bro. But it's hard to find a wife because the problem is these women
Are not
today,
wives.
They're not wives. They weren't raised by good women. One, and they weren't raised with their fathers in the homes. And even if they were, just because you were raised with your father don't make your father a good man. Because a lot of these men are simps. So you'll be raised in a house with a woman who really ain't shit, but she got a simp husband,
Cooked.
and then you raised by a simp man and a woman who don't know how to be a woman, and it's just creating a monster. It's a never-ending cycle, bro. Whereas if you raised by a man that truly knows how to be a man, and a man who really knows how to be a man is going to get a woman who knows how to be a woman, and that's going to breed children that know how to be men and women, which is far and few between. That's why the scriptures say that. Again, when a man find a wife, find a good thing, and a man specifically going to a righteous man, which even a righteous man is hard to come by.
Yeah.
Because I know we get on women and stuff all the time, but hey, the same thing with these men.
It's hard to find a good friend,
Yeah,
bro.
it's hard to find a good friend, bro.
We found the Lord. The Lord gave us the best friends we could have ever, you know what I'm saying, in the world.
Facts.
Like, it's like, damn,
Facts.
you out here trying to separate yourself, the real from the fake. You just start praying to the Lord. Oh, what's up, bro? Man, stop doing that, man. Look, lay yourself, man.
What he say?
Wear your crown, man.
Wear your crown, man.
He said niggas act more like bitches these days.
I'm telling you. And then it's like with the women, bro, it's like you either gonna be a blessing, you either gonna be that pillar of rest or that peace, or you gonna be a burden, bro.
Shit, there's a lot of
I mean,
burdens out there.
a woman can only really add to your peace.
Yeah, right.
If you're a man who don't have peace within himself, a woman will only be a burden to you.
Right.
Because the reason why is because even if she comes soft and humble and meek, because you don't have peace with yourself and you're not living it to your best effort, she's only gonna feel like a burden to you because you're gonna try to do things for her and never for yourself. And then because you're doing it for her, it's conditional. Anything conditional never lasts. So you'll never become the best version of yourself because you always think about pleasing her. And every time you make a mistake, she's going to be the one that might be there questioning you about
Is that
it.
a Bible verse?
Judge, jury,
Be as
execution.
though you don't have a wife, so you can.
More or less.
First Corinthians
It says,
7 or 11.
he that is unmarried care for the things of the Lord, how he may please the Lord.
There you go. That
You know
one
what
right
I
there.
mean? Very simple, bro. And that's why it says that. That's why it says that they that have wives be as though they have none. Meaning, you have to live like you're solo in the spirit and the mind, so you can progress.
That's also tough.
And it's tough because you have to find balance. But this is why, as a man, you just gotta be a leader. You gotta put your foot down and let a woman know. Let your woman know, like, and your kids, like, look, this is what I'm doing, and this is what needs to be done for the betterment of the family. I'll make time and stuff for y'all, but don't think it's gonna be in abundance. And if they don't want to get with the program, then they can get lost. If they don't want to get with the program, they can get lost, bro. It's just that simple. That's how men need to start moving. I be seeing Instagram posts and dudes be like, yo, it be posts like when your wife say it's time to go to bed and then you just in bed looking like this. And I'm just like, I'm reading the comments and it's a bunch of men like, yo, man, that's some real shit. Yo, I just be sitting there talk. I be like, I'm looking for the comments of dudes saying like, yo, y'all really go to bed.
Oh, well, that's why it's called red pill.
I don't see no dudes talking like.
That's why it's called red pill. And a lot of dudes know if they post something, especially in the so-called black community.
Yeah.
Our community, our women actually are the leaders of our community.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So because of that, a lot of these men grow up with their mothers and they tread lightly on what they say online, because as soon as they say something either against the LGBTQ, whatever, I don't know, all the alphabet letters, or of women, they're automatically ostracized. How can you say that? You don't love your mom? First of all,
I hate that. They say,
it's true.
You come from a black woman.
If you ain't shit, you ain't shit. It ain't nothing about my mom. If you ain't an ain't shit woman, you're not an ain't shit woman. If you ain't an ain't shit man, you ain't an ain't shit man. It's not about my mom or my dad, because there is a such thing as nature nurture. You grow up with this, right? But then the Lord also stands you on your toes and it gives you choice.
And then you can be honest about it. Like, yo, I love my mother, but if I'm being honest, when it comes to a relationship, my mom ain't shit.
Facts, I've said it.
I love my mother. It don't take nothing away from my mother, but when you look at a relationship, my mom ain't shit. She's not moving after the oracles of the Most High.
Facts.
So therefore, she ain't shit. Does that mean I don't love her? Does that take any? No, I love my mother because she raised me, she nurtured me. But in the eyes of the Lord, she ain't shit.
Or like our sisters.
Yeah, like I love my sisters.
We got three sisters, and all three of our sisters are off in some kind of way. Are they good women, good mothers? Yes. I'm not taking none of that from them. But do I see the wickedness in their ways? Yes. Because the whole head is sick. The nation is sick. I'm not going to exclude the women in my family.
Just for the greater good.
Isaiah 58:1. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and spare not. I'm not going to spare your feelings because you are my family members. Yahweh Shai himself said, who is my mother? Who is my brother? Right?
The one word you got to say, anytime a woman or a person in general tries to say something about you and your life, oh, you hate your mother, you this, you just insecure. Only word you gotta say, projecting. Hit them with that. Oh, you projecting. You're projecting your insecurities on me. You're projecting, you hate your mother and yourself, therefore you're projecting that on me.
But that's that mama's always right. That whole mindset we was raised in, bro. You ain't never heard daddy always right because he wasn't never around. Got kicked out or whatever they curse.
You already know, and guess who usually kicked them out?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, we don't get into that whole thing.
It's another whole nother situation.
Alright, anybody got Wooskies? If not,
Good, I had that first.
All right. We kind of got into a few different topics today. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified by this lesson, by this live church. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory again
To Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Baharakak Wadash.
And double honor to our elders and apostles, from Apostle Harrow and down. And peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
The wildest you brothers on the common board.